I've been wanting to teach more on this channel, be some sort of resource. So this video is going to be more of a lesson. Yeah, I'm going to do my best to share what I'm thinking and what I'm doing during this photo shoot, and hopefully you'll learn something.
Yeah, I just walked down that trail.
All the photos for this episode were taken on an iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I decided to edit them all just in the iPhone Photos app. I'd usually use Lightroom Mobile or Visco to edit, but I wanted to keep this simple and accessible for everyone, so here we are. Throughout the video, I'll share some more proper edits too. And this isn't a real photo shoot for a brand, but my friend Yamor in this video does a lot of work with Arc'teryx Seattle, and we pretty much treated it just like a photo shoot for a brand. And so she styled this, and she even made that water bottle sling.
Look at that. The light.
And we just hiked up and took photos on the way.
Yeah, if you would stand in that patch of light right there. Yup.
I'm drawn to photos like this,
Turn around or just turn?
where there's like a small person within a big landscape. And I like how this photo came out. I like how Yamor is lit up by the sun and the composition. But because of the bright highlights from the sun and the dark shadows in the trees, I felt like the contrast was heavy and distracting. So I took it into Lightroom Mobile and fixed it up.
Face me. Yeah, I'll have you face me and then I'll direct you from there.
And yeah, same thing with this one. The bright highlights and the dark shadows felt crunchy and distracting, so I took it into Lightroom Mobile, changed a few things, and fixed the crop. And so this is a great example of how I think about photography in my photo shoots. We saw this big rock with all these roots growing off the side of it, and there's like trees up top. And I've walked past this root thing many times, and I've always thought it'd be cool to photograph something here.
It's just like your shoes mostly.
La, 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 la. I would just go to doctor's appointment and I would always sit on these chairs and wait and I will just do this all the time
Yeah.
as a kid.
I'll just say that from now on. Can you do that doctor's appointment thing?
La, 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 la. And I was in my head. La, 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 la.
One of the photos I wanted to get was the texture of the roots with the shoes in there as like a product shot. So what I'll typically do is ask whoever I'm with to just walk up and down it, move around it, and I'll just find angles. Yeah, it's really just that. Switching sides, changing angles, working with the light. And with this idea, there's a lot of motion going on. And so I'm taking a ton of photos at this time. And when I do that, there's obviously going to be a lot of similar photos. But I like to have a lot of similar photos, especially during more motion-y type photos. And the reason being is there's subtle differences in each one. And I don't know, depending on the screen you're watching on, you might not be able to see it that well. But I like the third one the most because the way the lighting is catching her calf muscle. I like the third one the most because, yeah, the lighting is just nicer. It kind of just showed up nicer in this one versus the other ones. And then the composition, I think, is better too. And then compared to the other ones, I like the forward lean. You sort of sense this forward motion, and I think that works nicely. And then whoever I'm photographing too, I sort of just let them do their thing. I didn't direct this photo at all. Yamor just kind of climbed around the side of this tree, and I like how her hands are in the shot with the shoes. And yeah, if I just was directing the whole time, this wouldn't have happened, but I really like how this candid photo came out. So much so that I had to run it through Lightroom. But some great photos will come from you just stepping back and allowing the subject to do whatever they want to do.
Go ahead.
And so here's another example of that. These first two photos here
Nice.
are the ideas I had, and I think they look good. I think the composition is nice, and the lighting. Yeah, I'm happy with how they came out. And then Yamor had her own ideas. She was running back and forth past this sign, and I was just snapping random photos. And I like how these two work together, because you have her running one way and then the other. I could see this in a spread in a magazine or something. And then you have these ones. She was just peeking behind the tree on a few different angles, and I don't know, they're just funny. Kind of creepy. I don't know if I'd see them in a magazine spread, but I like them. Quick little video of the scene. I might get a shot with your sleeves in it too, actually. Yamor was pretty hyped on her nails. She kept talking about them, so I had to make sure to get a couple photos. And there's subtle differences in these two. I'd say the first one, like if you're trying to highlight the nails, it does a lot better job than the second one, but I do like the shadow on her hand in the second one, so if you're trying to do a product shot for the nails or whatever, let's go with the first one. If you're trying to be all artsy-fartsy, the second one. One thing I like to do, or I like to keep in mind when I'm making photos for brands, is to give them variety of the same thing. And what I mean by that is this product shot right here of the vest. I love these two photos. Like, I love how cropped in they feel, and I just like them a lot. But the brand might prefer something more like this, with more space to work with, because maybe they have to crop it really slim for a website banner, or make it wide for a magazine spread or something, and they want all that extra space for design or something. So I keep that stuff in mind when I'm doing photo shoots for people or for brands.
Where did you get it? When did you do Mark Bike?
Last year.
Really?
Nice.
I don't know if I just looked aesthetic, but I love doing this as a kid. Yeah, well, fun to do it. How far you can go. Nice.
It's important to think about how you approach taking photos too. I've never been one to approach it in a way where I'm trying to take one really good photo. And those photos will come, but I like to think of them more as collections. A collection of photos that look really good together and help one another versus one standalone photo. And for each collection, you need the detail shots. You have the photo of the nails, of the shoes. There's that random patch of light on the ground and the fern. Yeah, it's just important to make sure your details are covered. And I had this idea, like I took a photo of how, I don't even know what you call this, like when you point your camera at the sun and it like flares up and makes these like bubbles. Anyways, I took like a ton of these photos and I think my idea was I could put them in some sort of GIF, and maybe that'll work, maybe it won't, but I also just like the standalone detail shot of just an orb, like this magical orb in the middle of your photo. It's kind of sick. And yeah, these photos might seem kind of random and maybe even pointless, but like I said earlier, I'm thinking of this as a collection of photos. These photos probably won't show up on a magazine cover or take the main slide on your Instagram carousel post, but they're nice to add into a collection of photos. But yeah, I hope this is making sense, and I hope this is some good insight into how I approach taking photographs for brands or even just my day-to-day. Like, this is pretty much how I approach it. I'm loving how these photographs came out, and I love the styling Yamor did. And this is only half the photo shoot we did. There's a whole other second half that I'm gonna make another video for. I just think this is enough information for one video, so if you like the images from this one, sweet. Let me know which one your favorite is, and then make sure to tune into the second episode because the images from that one I think they just came out so nice, so make sure to tune in. Thanks for watching.